Montana State Library. Sorry, do you want me to start over again?
Nope, you're good.
Okay, I'm Robin Scribman, the Montana State Library Commission Chairman, here in chilly, snowy Geraldine, Montana. May I have the other commissioners and part of our library staff introduce themselves?
I'm Commissioner.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, Commissioner Carmen Cuthbertson.
Thanks.
Tammy Hall from Bozeman, Montana.
Burnett, Commissioner.
Brian Rossman. I'm actually in Worcester, Ohio today, where it's a balmy 65 degrees, and I'm sitting outside.
Oh,
Good. Wonderful. Okay, Jenny.
Oh, wait a minute. What about me?
Ooh.
This is
Oh,
Peggy
Peggy.
Taylor.
See
I'm
you.
here too. I have a little helper, but he's eating his lunch, so it should be good.
Oh, good. Sorry about that, Peggy. I hadn't heard you yet. Okay, go ahead, Jenny.
Hello, everyone. Jenny Stepp, the Montana State Librarian.
Okay, and Sharon.
Good morning, Sharon Hardwick. I'm the HR specialist with the State Library.
Okay, and we have Genevieve also. Do you want to?
Genevieve Lighthizer, admin specialist.
All right, thank you. Okay, I would like Sharon Hardwick, our HR specialist, to explain what our situation is here today.
Sure, glad to. As identified in the memo, we have, in looking at staff salaries, we have two employees that we've identified here as employee A and B, who are currently, their pay grades are below the minimum range for those pay grades. As a little bit of background, just so you have a kind of a basic understanding of the compensation system, all state jobs are classified into occupational groups and assigned job codes. And those job codes and those groups and job classifications are based on the knowledge, skills, and abilities that are required for each position. And that is referred to as a broadband classification system. And then each job code has a specific market range of a minimum, a midpoint, and a maximum salary amount. And the state conducts a market survey every even numbered year, and that determines the ranges for each job code. We're currently under the 2022 market rates. Those became effective on July 1st of 2023. The state updates its pay policy every odd numbered year following the legislative session. This year, the state introduced a pay policy that covers all state agencies rather than a past practice of providing a template and allowing agencies to customize it. And then this is referred to as the broadband pay policy. And the current policy went into effect on October 1st of this year. All references within our pay policy are referring to employees' base pay. So as stated in your memo today, the state policy states that all employees are to be paid at least at the minimum of the pay range. The only reasons for an employee that they will be below the pay range would be for a training assignment or for other reasons that don't apply to anybody at the state library at this time. And agencies with any staff below the minimum must create a plan to bring those staff at least to the minimum of their pay range. So what our request to you today is these two employees that have been identified as having pay that is below the minimums, that we would be able to make those increases so that we could be in compliance with the state plan, the state policy.
I move, Madam Chair,
Yes.
I move that we make the changes outlined in the memo, raising employee B 41 cents an hour to 30.28, employee A 41 cents an hour to 30.28, and employee B 73 cents an hour to $39.46.
I will second that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it has been properly moved and seconded that we raise the pay rate of both employee A and employee B to meet the state pay plan, broadband pay policy. Is there any public discussion?
How long have these two employees been in the current job codes?
Employee A has been here a little over a year and employee B has been here. He's been in that current position for about 3 years, I believe, 3 or 4 years. In both of these cases, whenever they redo that pay, the pay ranges, there's changes that happen to them. And, you know, over the last few years, there's been a lot of changes because of how pay rates in the state have changed. In both of these instances, the pay ranges jumped. And so that's why they ended up being below the minimum.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, is there any other discussion? If there is no further discussion, we will now vote on the motion, which is to raise employee A and employee B to the state broadband pay policies current job code pay range minimum. All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed say no. Okay, the motion to raise employee A and employee B states or employee their rates to match the state's broadband pay policy has been passed and approved by a voice vote. Is there any, okay, I would like to make a suggestion if it's possible, if that's all right. For us to not have to meet this way every time an employee needs to meet the state's broadband pay policy, is there some way that we can put into our motion this last meeting that we, or change something so that every time the state's broadband increases, do we need, maybe we don't need to meet? Do you see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
What
Yes.
do you think about that?
I think the policy we passed was for discretionary spending. And the minimum requirement by the state to me is not discretionary.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, but they seem to think that it was. Sharon, did you seem to think that it was discretionary?
I specifically asked that question of the Department of Administration and they said, yes, it is considered discretionary pay, even
Okay,
to
so
bring
the,
people to the minimum.
okay, so we
May
probably
I
will
ask
need,
another question then?
yes,
Okay, if this is only done I understood every 2 years,
every odd year, right, Sharon?
and we hire a minimum and nobody else is at the minimum, I don't see where there's a problem, but that could be just me. Maybe Sharon needs to answer that. If everybody else besides A and B are at the minimum and it's not gonna meet for 2 years, I don't see where we'd have to meet again to move anybody to minimum.
Okay, I can see your point.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead,
Yes.
Tom.
Yeah, I agree with Tammy. This, the pay policy, the broadband pay policy doesn't change very often. I don't think that we will have a burden of meeting for instances like this.
Okay, if that's okay. Brian, you had a comment?
I was just going to say that since we just made this change at our last meeting, I don't think that the state library was expecting that they would have had to run this decision past the commission. And I would hope that moving forward, it could just be added as an agenda. You know, whenever the situation is, should it arise again, that it could be added to the agenda of a regular meeting so that we didn't have to have a special meeting.
Great point, Brian.
Okay, all right, okay, that sounds great. Okay, is there any public comment on any matter not contained in this agenda and that is within the jurisdiction of the state commission? Okay, if not, I'm going to ask if there's any other business or announcements for the commission. We had possibly a public hearing concerning the standards, or the Montana Library standards, the task force, what the task force was considering, and what we had come up with as a change. that we had, we're possibly going to have to change the meeting to December 6th instead of the end of November.
December 6th is what we
December
set for our meeting.
1st, yeah, December 1st.
December 1st?
Yeah, for the public comment session, and then December 6th for the commission meeting.
Okay, so hold on. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm
That's okay.
sorry. I was
Two
in
meetings.
my calendar and I saw that's okay. So December 1st, pardon me, December 1st for the public hearing changed from the end of November. I can't remember the date now because November 28th it was supposed to be. So instead, if we did it for December 1st.
Which task force? Is this the one about the bio degree and the
Yeah.
tribal? Okay. Yes.
And just for more information, the Secretary of State's office under the Montana Administrative Procedures Act sets out the timeline and the process for public comment and for setting that public hearing. So we're really bound by that process in determining the window of dates that we can have a public hearing. And those dates are either December 1st or December 4th. December 1st giving you more time to hear and evaluate the public comments that you receive prior to your December 6th commission meeting.
Okay, so December 6th is our actual commission meeting in Helena, and December 1st will be a Zoom hearing.
Yes.
Now, is that a official for the commission or just the committee? I'm on the committee.
That's for the commission. The work of the task force is concluded. They've shared their recommendation with
Right.
you. You've proposed your draft rules, and so this is a public hearing on the draft rules.
Okay.
So will we receive by December 1st any written comment as well? Does the comment period end on December 1st, or will you continue to collect written comments right up to December 6th?
There's a 30-day public comment period, and I'm not entirely sure what that 30-day cutoff date is. The official notice from the Secretary of State's office is made on November 3rd.
Okay, so 30 days from November 3rd.
Yes.
Here's comment, okay.
Which is December 1st, and I think for the form I have to collect public comment, the cutoff is December 1st at noon. But, yeah.
Thank you.
All right, is there any other? I'm sorry, is there any other business or announcements then? Jenny, do you have anything else to share?
I don't.
Madam Chair?
Yes, go ahead, Tammy.
I was wondering if we could, I know we have some of this, but with the new salary schedule put out October 1st, can we ask for maybe Jenny could just send it to me, where all our other people fall in that pay scale? Because they said they set out a place, obviously a minimum, and you gave us an average, so maybe there's a minimum and an average and whatever, but where
For
are
the others.
people?
Sharon can send that to the commission.
Yes, I would like to see that. That would be helpful.
Can you clarify exactly what it is you are asking for?
Well, I don't know if they have it for all employees or just broadband, correct?
Broadband is the policy.
Right, that's the only place where the state put out that there was a minimum that was required. It was only for broadband. Not for other employees that like.
All
secretary-
employees are under the broadband pay policy.
Okay, all right,
Tammy, that's not a description of broadband as far as digital world type of employees. It's just all employees in state government are covered under broadband.
thank you for the clarification, Tom. I thought it meant just our people that worked with Evan.
Oh,
Mhm.
I see.
Okay. That's
Yeah, it's a
because-
confusing name, isn't
because of
it?
It is.
broadband. Yes, that is interesting. I'll have to figure out why that was. Okay, so.
It's an unfortunate terminology that the state decided to apply to that.
Thank you. Cause I thought maybe, all right, then that would be it. I would just like
Okay.
the broadband schedule that was decided on October 1st as it applies to our employees and where they fall.
So Tammy, do you, are you asking to find out how many employees are paid at the minimum, between the minimum and the middle, how many are above the minimum, how many are at the maximum? Is that what you're
Yeah.
looking for? Okay,
Yes, not names.
No
Not
names.
names. Just numbers.
Okay, all right. Okay, Sharon, is that fine with you? I'm sure that it is. You're a techie person. Thank you, we appreciate it.
No, I'm not, but I can get numbers.
Yeah, as you know, not many of us are very techy. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today, and stay warm. And may we have a motion to adjourn.
I so move.
And second?
Seconded.
Okay, it has been moved and seconded. The meeting adjourned. Thanks again. Stay warm, everybody. We'll see you again.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.